up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and stop running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Gone.
What is up, Jags fans? Long time no see for some of y'all. The Jags season's over. It ended the way that it did, but here we are now with some interesting news, some new developments from the Jaguar front. So I figured it would be appropriate to come on and talk a little bit about the franchise/transition tag doomsday and what happened and what didn't happen. If this is your first time here, which it could be because I haven't done a show in a month, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. The plan is to get back on our regularly scheduled Tuesday night shows. So be ready for that and some things sprinkled in. I appreciate your patience during my short hiatus. I needed to find myself. I needed to look deep within. I needed to really just see truly who I was on the inside so that I could give you guys the best on the outside. And you know what? I think I found it. I think I found it. But I'm super pumped tonight because we're talking about the franchise tag not being placed on Devin Lloyd or Travis Etienne. So what does that mean for the Jags? Obviously, there's still time for deals to be done, but I want to kind of take a look at some guys that are going to be set to hit free agency and what that means for the Jags. I want you guys to get into the chat. Here's why. Here's why you need to get into the chat, because this is a fan show. I'm going to try to hit every comment tonight. This is not a film breakdown show, so I have time to hit all the comments. So get into the comments and let me know what you think. Tell me, do you think they get a deal done with Etienne? I think most people kind of agree that we probably won't get a deal done with Devin Lloyd, but do you think we should try? What about some of the other guys? I mean, I got a list right here that we can take a look at. Some guys that are set to hit the free agent market. De'Ami Brown. I don't necessarily think that there's much to talk about with De'Ami Brown. Emmanuel Ogbah. Devin Lloyd. This is a big one. Travis Etienne. Dewey Wingard set to hit free agency. Greg Newsome, which I know it's not a name that's being talked about a lot, but I'm going to pull up the ESPN top NFL free agent rankings, and he's higher than I think some of you would put him on, and we'll talk about that for sure. Tim Patrick, a guy a lot of guys like. Austin Johnson, a guy a lot of guys like. Same with Dennis Gardick. Then you got Dwan Smoot, Quentin Morris. We'll talk tight ends a little bit. Monteric Brown, that's an interesting name to talk about, I think, for sure. And then Joshua Cephas. So definitely some things to talk about here. Are any of those guys, do you feel like they'll be back? I feel like the big names obviously are Monteric Brown, Travis Etienne, and Devin Lloyd. So yeah, that's the show plan for tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, this show is about you guys. The comments are already rolling in. Let's get right to them. Raiden Shogum says, hey, Raiden. Robert Attert says, let's go. Krusty says, yo. Robert says, long time no see. Yes. I did take a little bit of a month off. We did some Club Jaguars sprinkled in there, and I think we got a Club Jaguar planned for next week, I believe. But I will be on before then because I'm back on my streaming schedule. Just needed to take the month. It was cold. It was cold here in Florida in January. I guess and February. I think I did a show early January, so maybe it's been a month and a half. Jason, how's life been lately? Not bad. I mean, it's been wild. Not necessarily bad or good, just like crazy. Just some things that I've had to, do and go through that, again, not necessarily are bad. They're just unprecedented for me. So, like I said, I'm good. I appreciate you, John, asking that question. It's very rare people ask how I'm doing. So thank you. That means a lot to me. Duval87 says, hey, good evening. I think Lloyd is gone. ETN 2. I think so too. Not to bury the lead, but I think they're both gone. And you can agree or disagree with me if you would like to. I think they're gone. And we'll look at their stats here in a second. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we're all on the same page about this. Like, we all kind of like thought Devin Lloyd wasn't going to come back because he's going to go get the bag somewhere, which is all more power to you, because I say this all the time on this show. Like, well, maybe if Lloyd takes a team-friendly deal. He's not taking a team-friendly deal. He's not. Like, the team is not friendly to him. They didn't even pick up his fifth-year option. So this is the guy, go get your money. So I don't blame Lloyd. Etienne, I could see something working out with him, mainly because his relationship with Trevor. But when you think to how Liam Cohen has had success with the most random running backs, it's hard to think he's going to pay a guy $10 million to play running back. I don't know. Maybe I'm off kilt there. I don't know. Duval says, hope all is well. All is well. Etienne, $11 million per easy, says Timmy Devil. So, Timmy, are you saying that you would pay him that, or are you saying that's what he's going to get? Would you pay him that, Timmy? I guess is what I'm asking. I'm in the minority, but I think Etienne stays. You would be in the minority, but not a big minority. Like I said, the relationship with Trevor is huge. Look at it. Etienne's, he's had a decent career. Like, we take a look here. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, But like in 2022, I mean, the dude rushed for 1,125 yards. In 2023, he rushed for 1,008 yards. He had the huge dip last year where he only rushed for 558 and 2 touchdowns. I think there were some injuries involved, all of that. But then last year, he bounces back with an 1,100-yard season with 7 touchdowns. So if you look at it, like 3 of his 4 years in the NFL, he's rushed for over 1,000 yards. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The touchdowns aren't necessarily there when you look at a 5 touchdown season, a big 11 touchdown season in 2023, a low 2 touchdown season in 2024, and then a moderate 7 touchdown season in 2025. The touchdowns aren't there, but to be fair, for this year and this year, the touchdowns weren't really there anyways. So I guess he's middle of the road there, and maybe that's where the Jags are kind of looking at. His yards per average in 2022 is best. I mean, his rookie year was his best, 5.1 yards per attempt. Last year, 4.3 yards per attempt. And then he was sub 4 the 2023 and 2024 year. The receiving game, I think he leaves a lot to be desired. Averaging 345 a season, but that's with a heavy 476 in 2023 kind of loaded in there. This number I think is big. I mean, 6 receiving touchdowns in 2025. That's huge. That's huge. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like, we'll have to kind of wait and see where his like money comes in at, as far as like what other teams are offering him. Obviously, we've all heard that the Chiefs are interested. You look at like what the Texans did with David Montgomery and bringing in a 29-year-old running back. Maybe the running back market is starting to resurge a bit. I just don't think that Liam Cohen is a guy who's like, let me spend money at running back. He just, what he did with Bucky Irving in Tampa Bay was pretty indicative for, I think, how he views the running back situation. Give me a rookie, give me a guy, and I'll make it work. So when you look at Bashaw Tootin, when you look at LaQuint Allen, I feel like if I'm putting myself in Liam Cohen's shoes, I'm thinking like I can make this work. I don't need to pay $10 million to a running back when I could spend that money somewhere else. Gladstone doesn't shy away from saving money. Running backs too expensive. Would like to see Patrick or Morris back. Tim Patrick, I was forgetting his first name there. Quentin Morris. I don't know. I don't know if Tim Patrick. I like Tim Patrick. I like to see him back too. I think Quentin Morris is honestly a guy that they could probably bring back and be a practice squad fringe guy again, like he was last year. I genuinely think, and I don't want to get ahead of tight ends yet because we're not on tight ends yet, but I think that I could see Gladstone and Cohen upgrading the tight end position a bit. I think you like what you have in Brenton Strange, but when you looked at the production you got from Munt and Long, I think there was a lot left to be desired. I think you could upgrade that position. And if you do upgrade that position, like, where does that leave Quentin Morris? It is my only thought. Isaiah Mims says running backs aren't that expensive. Flareon Flores says, Duval, let's freaking go. Keep Etienne at all costs, says Timmy W. Okay. Volkfang says, ayo. Duval T87 says, I would want Etienne back. I don't know, man. And again, I like Etienne. Like, I just showed his stats, good stats. I'm beating dead horse here. I'm repeating myself. I just think that Liam Cohen is the type of guy that's like, I could do that with Bashaw Tootin. And he's on a rookie deal. I do trust Gladstone. I could be wrong about Etienne. Going to have to restructure multiple contracts to sign anyone. So I think, again, I don't know if this is the time to dive deep into this because I'm a little behind on comments, but the only restructured candidates are Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, and Foye Luakon. if I had to, those are the only guys that are actually even like restructurable. You could throw Arik Armstead in that mix, but I think that he's going to be probably a post June 1 cut. And that saves you 14 mil. So I don't think Trevor restructures because is he even getting paid on his new deal yet? Foye, I can see him getting restructured, but I just have this little gut feeling that he's going to get cut. And then Josh Hines-Allen, hope to God he gets restructured. Etienne, 3 years, 20 million, question mark, says M. Daryl. That's low. I think he may. I guess it would depend on how it's structured. You're going to have to give him, if you go 3 years, 20 million, you're going to have to give him like 12 guaranteed. So essentially, you're giving him a 2-year, $12 million deal. I don't know if he takes that. I think you're looking at more of a 3-year, $25 million contract with 2 years, 15 to 16 guaranteed. O-line was horrible last year. It's Timmy brings up a good point. Like, they weren't good, but they were better than they've been in the last few years. Decent in pass pro, pretty bad in run pro. Is run pro even a word? 48 Boots says, letting Brown walk to another team and be a starter would be a huge mistake. He was our most consistent DB to close the year and still getting better as he gets more playing time. Yeah, Buster Brown's one of those weird situations. And here's why it's weird. Because you're right, 48. Like, another team will probably try to pay him to be a starter. Is he a starter on this team? If you look at the nickel package, if you bring in a third DB, which teams are in most of the time, yes, he's a starter. But if we're in base 3 linebackers, I think you got Jordan Lewis and Travis Hunter out there. He's our third best defensive back. So I guess the question becomes, 48, and for everyone else in the chat, do you pay Buster Brown starter money to be the third best corner on your team? Now, if we had a bunch of cap room, I think it's an easy answer. Yes, because you're a nickel. The nickel corner is technically a starter, if you ask me. But we're not in a great cap situation where I think you may have to go cheap at that nickel spot, whatever that looks like. So, again, I think Monteric could be a guy that does come back because I think he's got more hype here in Jacksonville than he does in the rest of the league. And this is just something that I'm just going to mention and then just move on past it. If you guys want to comment, you can. Because I have, again, you guys know I go through the film. You guys know I'm a film junkie. I watch all the games multiple times. I felt like Monteric Brown was very good, but I felt like when we played really good receivers, he looked average. Now, I don't know if that's fair because really good receivers make really good corners look average. So again, I don't know where to think here, but I never thought Monteric Brown is going to shut down this corner. I thought Monteric Brown was good enough to give you a couple good plays in a game. So where does that align with like how much you're going to pay? I guess is the question. Just change them to 12 overall punters, give them league minimum deal, then reset their position for training camp. I don't know if the NFLPA would allow you to do that, Volkfang, but I do like the way you think. Is that counting receiving touchdowns? So we looked at receiving touchdowns for Etienne. He had 7 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdowns. So not bad. 13 total. I don't trust Tootner now for 17 games at all, to be honest. Go Jaguars 2026. What a comeback. Jason, let's go. Let's go. Why, Dakra? The rumors they would have drafted Genty last year shows Etienne was never in their long-term plan. True, but Etienne was also coming off of a 150-yard attempt, 150 attempts and 558 yards rushing. Then he bounced back with an 1,100-yard season. So there's a chance that they view him differently now. But you're probably right. Etienne's a scorer. Not saying another running back on the roster scoring that many points as of right now. I don't expect him to splurge in free agent anyways. Swamp Sound says, ooh, a Jags United stream. Let's go. That's it, baby. Hey, listen, it's big news. Big news. And I'm back on my Tuesday night. So set your calendars. Hey, Siri, set my alarm for every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Jaguars United, we're going to be live every Tuesday. At least. This is my slow season at work. So I will be streaming more. So look out. Also, you can look at Twitch. I'm going to try to get on Twitch more too. If Foye is cut and Lloyd walks, that linebacker room is the worst group on the roster. Yeah, you're right. I agree. How valuable does Cohen and Gladstone view the linebacker position? I don't believe in LA that the Rams valued linebackers too much. In Tampa, they did, but Liam Cohen was the offensive guy. I don't know. Campanile is obviously a linebacker guy. It's a good question. They would be. And maybe because of not bringing Lloyd back, Oluokun does get restructured. Because I like Oluokun. I do. I just don't know if they value that position. I meant 2023, 2024 O-line was bad. Another Liz Frank may look different on Jordan Lewis, and he's about to be 32. Etienne had Liz Frank too, didn't he? There are so many good prospects at our weak positions this year. There is really no reason to use the franchise tag on either player. Yeah, but you just have to kind of flip the coin and hope that that dude you draft ends up being good. Because the draft is a coin flip. Even if you're Jimmy Gladstones and you are known for your drafting or known for your trades and known for your free agent acquisitions, still coin flip. And you still got to remember that this is like we just finished year one of this new regime. It takes a couple to a few years for new organizations and front offices to get the team they want. That's why I brought up tight ends. I think they want 2 tight ends that are productive. Tyler Higbee's coming up as a free agent. That's a guy that was in LA. I know we always point to the LA guys, and it's like we want to try to connect the dots between what happened in LA and what will happen in Jacksonville. And there may not be a problem with that, but we can't always look to that. But I think they're going to want to upgrade the tight end position. And I think they like Brenton Strange. But I think in the modern NFL, you have to have 2 tight ends. I think in the modern NFL, you have to have 3 defensive backs. I think in the modern NFL, you have to have 3 defensive ends. So when you're looking at these positions that are typically less depth chart heavy, you have to make concessions somewhere, and the Jags aren't in a great cap position. They're not in a terrible cap position, but they're not in a great cap position where I think they can just get anybody they want. So, where do you think we need to improve the most? I think it's got to be defensive tackle. That's a great question. I think for me, that's a tough. This is going to be a long answer, so just bear with me for a second. But I find myself in a difficult situation where, yes, defensive tackles got 0 pressure on the quarterback, but we were number 1 against the run. So I've posed this question to Travis Holmes, Jordan DeLugo, UCF Jaguar. I posed this question is like, how much worse are you willing to be against the run to get better against the pass? When you see what the Seahawks did with 4 and what the Eagles did with 4, it's really easy to say got to make the D-line better. Got to get pressure with 4. Got to make sure those interior guys get home more. But when you think about the fact that Josh Hines-Allen and Travon Walker didn't get home a lot, I think that just shines a light on the inability of the D tackles to do that. Hang with me here. If Josh Hines-Allen and Travon Walker would have gotten more sacks, we would have been like, yes, we love these D tackles because no one could run against us. And that's a perfect combo. Mix our D tackles, Devon Hamilton, Arik Armstead. Those guys were just stuffing the gaps and stopping the run. And Hines-Allen and Travon Walker were getting sacks. We'd be pumped about the D-line. But because Hines-Allen and Walker weren't getting home, they were getting pressures. And I understand Walker was injured. Because they were getting pressures and not sacks, we start looking at, like, where's the deficiency in sacks? And we look to the interior defensive line and saw the big goose eggs. And we think they got to be better, especially when you see, like, the Seahawks get pressure from the D-line. I don't know the answer to that. You also have to factor in penetrating, pressuring, sack-getting D tackles are rare. They don't grow on trees. When you even look at the Jaguars draft pick and which D tackles are coming off of the board, there's not a lot of D tackles that get after the quarterback of that position. A lot of Jags fans want to draft a D tackle in that second round, and all those guys that are there are more just run-stopping D tackles. So what's the difference between that and Devon Hamilton? Can we get better at D-line? Yes. But to answer your question, I think when Jordan Lewis and Travis Hunter got hurt, you saw major deficiencies in the secondary. I thought the safeties weren't good enough. I thought the depth at corner wasn't good enough. So I don't know. I thought the offensive line wasn't good enough. So where's the biggest need? To me, I'd say offensive line, defensive back, and then defensive line. And that's just me just giving my opinion. Carthage says, I have faith in this coaching staff. We let Josh Allen have a field day, address the D-line ASAP. LOL. Josh Allen's got to be better, man. I know he was good by pressure stats, but he's getting paid too much money to not impact the game more than he does. And he impacts the game, but he has got to impact the game more. Yo, Jason, hope you're having a good week. I am. I got off a little, yesterday I got off a little early. Tonight I had to work a little late. But overall, I have a weird schedule where, like, August to February at work, I'm working a lot. I'm working like 60-hour weeks, which doesn't coincide well with the Jags season. And I still do what I do. So just letting y'all know, I'm not looking for a pat on the back because we all work hard. I just say all that to say, March to July, your boy's chilling. Your boy's straight chilling. So be looking for more streams March to July because I'm pumped. How could I not have a good week when the Players' Championship in Ponte Vedra is coming up in a few short weeks? It's my favorite time of the year. It's my Super Bowl, if you will. I'd rather us drop to like 11 or 12 in the run to improve to top 5 in sacks. I mean, I think any team would take that split. I just don't know if it's realistic because top 5 in sacks is really, really good. The better question would be, would you drop to 11 and 12 and run to get to 11 and 12 in sacks? And I think that's probably where most people would be okay with. Travon was injured in 25, following back-to-back 10 sacks in 23 and 24. Pass rush will be better, says Social Alki. You think that part of the lack of DT edge pressure could be some pretty low time to throw by opposing quarterbacks getting better DBs would do more for defensive tackle pressure than getting a new DT. That's a good point. And like any defensive player or coach will tell you, the defense works as a unit. So if the defensive backs play well, that helps the D-line. If the D-line plays well, it helps the DBs. So that you're right. Just where's the balance is the question. And you bring up a good question. There's no doubt that more pressure from the defensive line would have made our defensive backs look a lot better. And there's no doubt that if we had more lockdown corners and safeties, our defensive line could have gotten home. Haven't heard much, but I do wonder if this is the year to draft D-Ham's replacement. Deep run stopping D-line draft, apparently. Yeah, you're right. It is. And I would say based off of that's a great point, Swamp. Based off of who's coming out, I think you're spot on. But do you draft D-Ham's replacement in the second round, or do you try to get a starter in the second round? Because you could get a really good D-Ham replacement in the second round, but he wouldn't start. Or you go get a corner who is one of your starters if Buster Brown walks. Or you get a safety who's probably one of your starters if he beats out Antonio Johnson. I think Eric Murray's going to win. I mean, he was good when he played, I thought. Moon Illusion says the Rams don't value linebackers that much and gave Kieran Williams a big contract. True. Who's more to blame for our wild card loss, the defense or the offense? I'd say the offense. Not picking up that fourth down was huge. I think that completely changes the game. The defense probably is more to blame, but I don't think we had as high expectations for the defense. Like the defense, we knew what the defense was. Like Hines Allen and Travon Walker weren't getting home all season. I wasn't expecting them to do it in the playoffs. Jordan Lewis and Travis Hunter were out. So I was expecting our defensive backs to be a little less than perfect. The offense, I thought, could have played better. So defense played bad, but I was expecting more of the offense, if that makes sense. But we don't know what rookies can turn into. You don't know until you try. I want to be better at stopping the run and pass rush. Are we doing mock drafts? Yes, but not tonight. Has anyone figured out why the Jags stopped running the ball against Buffalo? I can't move on and heal until I have an answer. No. I'm sure Cohen could give you an answer about what they saw, the matchups they got, the adjustments at halftime. I'm sure he could, but I don't know. I think Cohen will be a guy that's going to throw. I know it's a weird cop-out, but 48 responding to Volk, everything starts up front. Social says, I think T-Law might have checked out of a lot of runs in the second half of season, which could be a big reason the run game fell off. Yeah, we had a tougher time blocking up the run. That's why my number one issue is the offensive line. I could see, I mean, if we cut Macari and got someone else in, I would be not sad about that. Obviously, Colby Lanning being injured didn't help. I mean, Walker Little playing left tackle in that game against Buffalo. I think you got to, I mean, they've invested in the offensive line. They brought in Hainsey. They brought in Macari. They drafted Wyatt Milam. Like they're investing. Like I said, maybe let's just give them another year and see what happens. I hopefully they just keep investing in it because you are going to get injuries on the offensive line. You know what you have now in Walker Little. And Macari was a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, Macari was one of their big free agent splashes. And he felt like a liability on the field. So that's never good. No tags. I'm a little nervous now, says January. Well, like I was saying earlier, I think Devin Lloyd was a guy that we all expected to at least test free agency because some team who loves an off-ball linebacker. I mean, we look at Devin Lloyd's stats. Obviously, he had a great season last year. I mean, you guys don't need me to tell you that. But 5 interceptions, huge. A touchdown, interception, touchdown. 7 pass defended. 1 fumble recovery, 1.5 sacks, 81 tackles, was actually the least, but he wasn't in that 3-4. So you got to remember, like, these 2 years, he was in a 3-4. And a 3-4 is going to yield more tackles for a linebacker than a 4-3. So I'm not getting too worried about that. He did have 6 tackles for loss, which is pretty good. 10 quarterback hits. So second team All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. I don't know. When you look at his approximate value, this is where I think people get, this is where my concern comes. 8 value rookie year, 7 value 2023, 6 value 2024, and then contract year jumps to a 16. That always worries me when people make a huge jump in their contract year. We've seen it happen before with a lot of players, especially maybe at a position that the team doesn't really value. So I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to go get paid a lot of money, and good for him. Good for him. Carthage says mostly passing against the number 1 pass defense was also pretty dumb. Yes, but there is a weak man in the secondary that you can get a quick pass on with regularity. Then your D line doesn't have the time to do anything, no matter how good they are. Also, like, there's something to going back to this comment. Like, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but like, the Jags played terrible against Buffalo at home and lost. It ended their season. It was an awful game. They should have played better. They should have won. Buffalo, I thought, played a good game. Had the Jaguars won that game against Buffalo, I have no doubt that they would have probably been in the Super Bowl. I think they probably would have lost to the Seahawks, but I think they would have been in the Super Bowl. So are we potentially, hear me out, I'm not saying don't make the roster better, because everyone else in the NFL, 31 other teams are making their roster better, I would think. But potentially, could we be in a situation where we're trying to overanalyze a team that came up short when they just played a really bad game at a bad time? Like, is this team good? Like, maybe this team is good enough to be a Super Bowl team. And had we have converted that 4th down, we'd have been in the Super Bowl. And had we have gone to the Super Bowl, regardless of the outcome, I think we all would just be saying, run it back. But we didn't. This isn't the NBA. This isn't the NHL. This isn't the MLB. You don't get a 7-game series. You get one chance. And if the weather's bad, if your quarterback plays bad, if the ref calls a bad penalty, you could lose that game. So the NFL is a different animal, I think. So I don't know. Cut McCarry, $14 million in dead cap. Yeah. I think it's dead cap. Milam and Little can battle for right guard and let McCarry be your swing. Tags are the poor man's negotiation. If you want a guy, work out a deal before free agency. Shad has the money for whatever bonuses you need. I agree with you, Volkfang, but I think in the situation of Etienne and Lloyd, they were in weird contract situations, especially Lloyd, where you didn't pick up his 5th-year option, then he balls out. Etienne, you did pick up his 5th-year option, and he balled out. But you're right. But Josh did play out of his mind. Talking about Josh Hines Allen or Josh Allen. Jags would have 100% made it to the Super Bowl if they beat Buffalo, and they would have lost to Seattle. Yeah. I tend to agree with you there, Stoical. I tend to agree with you. All right, let's take a look at some of the free agents coming up here. We're going to look at NFL's list and the ESPN's list. We'll start with NFL's list just for like, what? This is crazy to me that Malik Willis is the number one free agent. That's crazy to me. Like, he's about to get a lot of money from somebody. And like, I watched a lot of Malik Willis. Watched him in college. Watched him with the Titans. It's crazy to me. Jalen Phillips, we're not going to get able to get him. Obviously, we don't need a high-priced edge. Linderbaum, obviously, it'd be amazing if we got him, but I doubt that's happening. Kyler Murray is my boy. 2-quarterback system. I think he will be decent. I really do. I know people give me crap for that, but I actually do like Kyler Murray. Still 28. Obviously, we have a quarterback, but Alec Pierce. Obviously, we have a receiver, so I think we're good there. Trey Hendrickson, I wish, but don't think it's happening. Our boy Devin Lloyd comes in at 7. And I want you to remember like where these ranks are because the NFL and the ESPN have 2 completely different rankings. Number 7, Devin Lloyd for NFL.com. Odafe Owe, I wish, but probably not. Kenneth Walker, nope. Boye Mafe, nope. Rashid Heed, Vera Tucker, I wish. David Edwards, Mike Evans, like Jamal Dean. Is this a guy maybe that we bring in? I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think. The Cade Otton. I love Cade Otton. What does that money look like? But I think if you package Brenton Strange and Cade Otton, the guy who played with Liam Cohen, that'd be nasty. That would be nasty. Isaiah Likely, not really the type of tight end that I think Liam Cohen likes. Wandale don't need. Rashid Walker, I think our tackles are fine. We just, paid them. Etienne at 21. Franklin Myers. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily I don't think we can afford him, to be honest. You got McGovern. You got some guards here. I don't know. I don't think we're in the market for any of these guys. Our boy Clavon at 31. When we look at ESPN's rankings, completely different. Trey Hendrickson, number 1. I think that's a fair assessment there. Linderbaum at 2. I typically don't like ESPN's lists, but I think this list is a little bit better. Linderbaum at 2. Phillips at 3. Pierce at 4. I think this list is a little bit better. You got to go all the way. Yeah, you got Malik Willis at 14. See, I'm a little more with that. Devin Lloyd at 16. Then you're going to see Etienne at 21. And then this is what surprised me the most. Greg Newsome at 30. I get that he's only 26. But in what world do you watch Greg Newsome play the way he did for the Jags and put him at 30? And then if you come down, you will find Monteric Brown at 53. Instinctive corner who can create ball disruption and matchup underneath. Brown had 2 interceptions, 10 bats breakups. A lack of top end speed impacts his ability. But Brown has eyes and short area juice. I hate this word. To produce more zone heavy schemes. Bills Josh Allen played out of his mind. I think Milam is a wash. Don't see him beating out anyone right now. I think you're right, Timmy. We traded 2 firsts for Lloyd to let him. We didn't trade 2 firsts. And now we have 2 more firsts tied up. I don't think we traded 2 firsts for him. We traded like a second and a third, right? Something like that. I think we would have beaten the Seahawks, says M. Darrell. We could have beaten them week 6 if we had the same offense we had going. I'm not like disagreeing with you because in the NFL, like I said, anything can happen, but the Seahawks were just humming. and they beat our ass when we played us. I know it was a close game, like on paper, but remember that offense could get nothing going against the Seahawks. I feel like that's what would have happened if we played them in the Super Bowl. So, don't know. Okay, anything else I want to show you guys? I think that's pretty much it. What's your worst fear? Ooh, I'm not even gonna say it. I'll hint. Has to do with an injury at a very important position. Any injury, really, but obviously at the quarterback position, that's my worst fear. I think if Trevor stays healthy, we'll be fine. Obviously, you don't want injuries anywhere, but I think looking at any position, whether it's O-line, receiver, D-line, linebacker, corner, safety, any of those positions, like an injury, okay, we've raised the floor the last year. And I think he's done a great job. And when he kept saying that term, raise the floor, didn't love it. But now I see the importance of it after what he's done. So any injury outside the quarterback position, I think we're okay. But if Trevor goes down, unless Kyler Murray is our backup, I think we're in trouble. So that's my worst fear. Gators are balling. They were losing when I checked it last, before we went to the show. A Travis or Trevor injury will be devastating. I'm not even going to leave that comment up because I do not like that comment. I agree. Just don't like it. All right, boys, that's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Thanks for popping on to my show. I've done a show in a month and a half, so I really appreciate that. But I will be on more regularly. I'm looking at doing a show Saturday with Mike, hopefully. And then Tuesday night shows, we'll be doing all sorts of stuff, mock drafts, things of that nature. So I really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a thumbs up on the video on the way out. Not because I need an ego stroke, but just because it helps the YouTube algorithm and it will land on more people's page. And I'd like more people to watch. I would. So hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, just subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I love you guys for being here. We'll talk more Jags here coming soon. Make sure to follow everything. Love you all. Until very soon, as always, go Jags.